Okay, a couple things here with Ice Cube's comment, the recent interview that he did. One, he said that black people just go on one side, which is the Democratic Party. I cannot stand when people say this because I always say the largest voting bloc is the non voter. It just frustrates me when people say that. It's about the math, it's about voter turnout. And why doesn't anybody pathologize white voters who have been voting majority Republican in presidential elections since 1964?
Mm-hmm.
I always give this stat. I know folks don't care. 2016, black voter turnout was 59%. 59%. What does that mean? That means a large amount didn't vote. 8% voted Republican. 1% voted independent. So where does that leave you at? That leaves you at 50%. 50% voted Democrat. We got to stop pathologizing black voters like that. Just because 90% vote Democrat, it's about the turnout number. But
Mm-hmm.
nobody ever hears me when I say that. Then also Ice Cube says, well, I haven't met with the president. I haven't met with the president. I don't know why Ice Cube thinks he's entitled to meet with the president. Ice Cube never met with Trump. He never
Right.
did. Remember that?
Yeah.
He met with Jared Kushner allegedly at some location outside of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He never met with Trump. You didn't meet with the vice president. You didn't meet with William Barr. You met with his son-in-law. And let's not forget that he was offered to have a meeting with Vice President Kamala Harris. He was offered running for VP at the time,
Yeah.
and
But
he
still
said
senator.
no. Still senator, exactly, senator of his state.
Mm-hmm.
He said no because I think Snoop Dogg was going to be on there as well too. And then Cedric Richmond said that Ice Cube lied, allegedly said I gave Ice Cube my number and said reach out to me. Now maybe after that they don't want to work with you because maybe they felt like you weren't being sincere. But this idea that celebrities feel like they're entitled to meet with the president of the United States, I I don't understand why you think you're entitled. I, I don't know why you think that, but nonetheless, you didn't meet with the other administration's president. So you're giving
Exactly.
them a higher standard. Just like, folks forget. Folks forget what happened when he came out with this contract for Black America. And Reese, you've broken this down 1,000 times. There was no mention of black women. And I'd like to also add there have been several agendas for Black America. Several. Wouldn't it be great if we all collectively mobilized together on these
Hmm.
agendas, whether it was the CBC's agenda, whether it was Black Future Labs, whether it's Color of Change, and Color of Change has done work with the administration, but
Hmm.
I don't know if this is ego, and then he says we have some announcements to come, but bruh, you made an announcement after Biden won that you were done with politics. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah, he
So
said,
a
"Have a
couple
nice
things
life."
have a nice life. And then he went back to his big three, making all his money. I just want to add a little bit of context here. It just doesn't feel sincere. It doesn't feel sincere. But I cannot stand when we pathologize black voters because every demographic, the ones who turn out, they vote in a majority. Every single demographic,
Hmm.
including white voters. And Reese, white voters have a higher voter turnout than us. White
Hmm.
voters will vote at 70 some percent while we're at 59 or 60%. And then voting majority Republican during presidential elections. Not all, obviously. So come on now. And you didn't even, I'm repeating myself, but these things are just important to point out. Reese, you've engaged with Ice Cube on Roland Martin's show. You've actually engaged with him.
Yeah.
Uh, Break it down for us.
He's unserious when it comes to policy. The people that he enlisted to help him was a very narrow group of people. Black women weren't even involved in the initial crafting of it. There have been some improvements made to it. I'll pat myself on the back because I did press the issue about Black women being in there, which other people picked up on that talking point as well. And but he's not a serious political person. He's just not. He gave up November, literally the day after the election. He said, "Have a nice life." So that's it. Bye. See you later. Bye. Go back. I went to the They have a rap super group. It's Too Short. I think it's him, Snoop Dogg, and E40. And I was getting my life in Atlanta. Okay, that's his lane. I'm not gonna say shut up and dribble, but that's his lane. That's what he does. So just keep it there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where you need to be. You do not speak for the black race. Actually being an assistant to the president is a big fucking deal. That's exactly what Jared Kushner was. So this whole notion, like I spoke to an assistant, not the president. Yeah, that's good. Not everybody gets to speak to an assistant to the president. So I just think
Was
that a
that
lot
Jared Kushner's title? Was that his
he
title,
was he
Kushner?
wasn't a yeah, he was a special assistant to the president.
A special assistant. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them hold multiple titles, but
Right, right,
it's
right.
it's assistant is like the formal name to the
Okay.
president. It's not like it's the vice president. You know, you have the vice president, the president, everybody else is an assistant. Okay, that's how that works, you know. And so I just think it's just shows that he just doesn't really understand the way politics works. But no, you're not going to meet with the president of the United States because what have you done? Where are your receipts? Where is your backing? Where is your institution? Where is your following? You have none, you know? So I just think it's really delusional of him to, it's delusional of him to have had that expectation. And it's a stupid ass question to even ask him. Whoever asked him that is unserious by even asking the man in the first place. And keep your
And
announcement. We don't care. We don't
and
need
what
it.
about the timing, Reese? It's like deja vu.
I know.
It's deja vu. It's very you got people who come out at the last minute before a crucial election. Bruh, if you cared this much, where were you during the primaries?
Yeah, and I've said the same thing too when it comes to when talk about, remember how Diddy had the black party? And I
Yeah,
said, okay, well, we have an election right now. Like you can endorse people right now. Like,
right.
hello, like what are you doing? So I think a lot of it is for publicity, and it's a shame because Mary J. Blige is at the White House with
Yes, she
Dr. Joe
was.
Biden on
Yes.
Monday. I'm devastated because I got the email and I did not check it, so I didn't get to go. But like there are celebrities, there are people who have
Kerry Washington.
Kerry Wash. I mean, the list goes on. You've had Black celebrities go to the White House for Black maternal mortality, for mental health, for a number of things. I mean, every issue you can think of. I mean, hell, even Usher was at the Juneteenth celebration. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Black celebrities have been very much engaged with this administration, but you got to know your lane and you got to stick with that lane. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a catch-all kind of person. That's what the NAACP is for. That's what the Urban League is for. That's what, like you said, Color Changer, a number of organizations that have that institutional knowledge and engagement and just ability to be involved in crafting policy, and he's just not that guy. So you didn't get the call, you won't get the call, and that's okay. Move on, Ice Cube, and stick to touring and can't make movies because you didn't want to take the vaccine. Maybe now we move past that. He gave up all that money because he didn't want to take the vaccine. So why don't you focus on that?
Well, and the truth of the matter is that a GOP administration really helps his bottom dollar. I mean,
That's true.
the tax breaks for the rich are epic. So maybe there's a benefit in there for it.